Quarantine's making all of us do things that we don't normally do.
Like jack off 5 times a day?
He said not normally.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I misheard.
Sorry. I usually do more, yeah.
You do more than 5 times?
Dude, there was a day where I was literally getting pains.
It went real.
And I looked up like
Jacking off too hard?
Your prostate exploded.
it was like my prostate that like I guess it wasn't like fluid.
Is it right here?
It's close to that area, yeah. But like it would only happen right when I would nut, and I would get that pain.
Oh shit.
And I was like,
That sounds like a UTI, bro.
so I looked it up, and it was like I forgot it was like
Excessive jackery?
because I was like if I jack off too much, it starts to hurt, and it was like I don't know the exact thing, but it was something about like there wasn't like fluid in there too.
Damn, son.
You're just dry heaving. Your dick is dry heaving.
He's just.
But then I stopped, so I stopped for like a day or two, and then the pain went away.
Yeah, I just needed to like fill back up. Yeah.
Damn.
Sheesh.
So, speaking of out of character, there is a vocal critic of gun violence. He was super, he lived near Sandy Hook. He's advocating against gun violence, but he ended up going on a shooting spree.
What?
Oh, the Yukon student kid.
What in the world?
Yeah, so his name is Peter Manfred.
Wait, during the quarantine? Who's out to shoot?
There was another one at like a mall too.
Hopefully no one was there and he shot nothing.
Yeah, he just shot a bunch of trees.
I mean, he was at a Memorial Day crime spree, so it involved people that he knew,
Damn.
He went. It's in Pennsylvania, so he's armed and dangerous right now. He's out on the run.
Oh, you
as
didn't
of
catch
this
him?
video. He's 23 years old, and he basically, he's his alleged murders of a 62-year-old man and a 23-year-old man,
Dang.
and an assault of an elderly man, and an abduction of a woman from the crime spree in Derby, Connecticut.
Hey, wait, he still has her?
Oh, they let her go.
They let her go.
Oh.
Yeah, he let her go. So basically, this man, he was trying to hunt down his like girlfriend or like love interest or whatever. And luckily she wasn't home or whatever. And then, so instead of going after her, one of the neighbors came out and said, "Hey, what's up?" And then he killed that dude and also assaulted another older man. And then he left. And then he went to visit one of his friends in another city, killed that dude.
Killed his friend?
Killed his friend who's also 23 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then kidnapped his girlfriend.
Yeah.
23 years old. And then together they drove off somewhere, and then he eventually let her go.
Yeah, and then it was like a Jetta or some VW that they left, and the police is questioning her now, but there's no statements or anything, or what happened to her, we don't know. But he got the guns during a home invasion on Friday, and then this whole thing happened kind of like over Memorial Day weekend. And like you said, it was a girlfriend of the killed man, Nicholas J. Elsie. She was safe, and then in the Volkswagen Jetta. And they released photos of this dude. Just looks like your average Connecticut boy.
Yeah.
Just hanging out,
Oh, like frat boy.
Yeah, he's a senior at a university.
His face looks kind of stretched sideways.
It's pulled.
Well, yeah.
He's a natural fisheye, isn't he? And
I was about to say he's a good looking dude.
Oh, he looks like that Russian cook guy I like.
Russian cook.
He makes big shit.
Oh, on Instagram.
Big ass bread.
I follow him too.
It's not Russian.
What is he?
One of those
Middle Eastern?
One of those countries near there though.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like following Turkish chefs on Instagram.
Yeah, he makes fried rice, but it'll be the size of the whole table.
Oh, like epic mealtime?
Kind of, but different. Or he'll like build a whole like little pit and then throw a whole fucking like goat in there and smoke it for a couple of days. Yeah. Well, a dead goat.
While he's smiling, like you'll cut up like 6,000 cucumbers, like.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Do you think that like people that are so against gun violence and then they end up shooting a bunch of people? Because didn't that happen to like YouTube one time? Like
Was like a girl, yeah.
The girl that shot up YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Like, do you think they're like closeted gun obsessors? Like how like some of the biggest homophobic people are like closeted
Like
gay
the politicians that like they're like no gays, and then there's a guy sucking his dick underneath.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe like people that fight even harder is because maybe they have those dark tendencies of I'll start shooting people, so I'm afraid of guns. Yeah, but he was a huge speaker that against gun violence, and he has statements on his Instagram, and he said a lot of things like "love is the only answer to hate, no more hate," you know. And that's some of the quotes that he had after the El Paso incident that happened. There was a shooting in Dayton, Ohio, and he was a pretty big activist. He went to University of Connecticut as a senior there, and also he on his Instagram, basically he wrote statements like, "We need to have collective strength and resilience against gun violence." And he's like, "No longer are these shootings, isolated incidents. They are an epidemic plaguing this great country we live in."
Damn.
Yeah.
Weird.
Right. And after Sandy Hook, it's like, it's sad to think that any child should have to feel unsafe in a school. It is sad to think that hundreds more will also no longer be able to walk the halls of the school in which they were brought up. It's sad to think that we have stood idly by and done nothing as innocent people continue to die at the hands of those who only seek to inflict pain in this world. So he's become the enemy that he's been speaking of.
He's lived long enough to see himself become the villain. Is that Batman? Whatever.
You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Did he kill those guys with the gun, or did he stab them?
No, it was all gun.
I don't know. I thought he was like, I'm different. I'm a stabber.
Or like he confiscated guns and I'm gonna fucking stab you.
yeah. I'm only stealing these guns.
No, he stole them.
Maybe he did it for like, oh, they're not changing the laws. Like, let me do something so where they're like, oh, damn, like we need to change the laws. Like, he's like one of those activists where it's like he goes and incites it, so they're like, okay, now we see how bad it is.
Like you cracked into the CIA website. See, you gotta fix
up
this.
security, yeah.
Dude, there was this group of kids at my school. They were all straight edge. They were like straight edge, straight edge, straight edge. They got even tattoos that were like straight edge. Straight edge means that you don't drink or do drugs or anything. And they would shame anybody that like does drugs or drinks or whatever. And then all of them became addicted to heroin. like 5 years later.
That's why I think it's, for me, I think it was Gandhi or Mother Teresa who said, like, you don't want to be anti things, because when you become an anti something,
That's all you're thinking about.
exactly, and you're thinking and you're looking for the negative instead of saying like, I don't know, like anti-gun, what about pro-peace, right? So you're like going toward bringing people together instead of looking at something and going like, don't do this. But I don't know, that's kind of how I go by. We just need a balance of both.
It just seems like a very unhappy existence if you're just like,
Don't do this. Don't do
anti this, anti that.
I think he did stab someone with a sword or something like that. It says a neighbor came out of the house and he has, some people are suffering from wounds of like sword or machete. But basically he broke into a home and stole 3 shotguns, a pistol, and a truck. And those things were abandoned now, but I think he has some of the pistols still. So,
Is there any type of motive? Like any reason?
I didn't even know about the the searching for a girlfriend motive.
Yeah, he was looking for someone and they weren't there.
And he was like, oh, all right, well.
No.
No, all these guns.
I think that was just an excuse, probably. Like,
Maybe.
I have a reason for this one. Okay, well, now she's gone. Well, I'm just gonna shoot this guy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I got dressed.
I wonder if this dude's like a simp and like,
She probably broke up with him.
yeah, what if it's like one of those things where it's just like that school shooter, that incel dude that hated girls or whatever.
The guy in Santa Barbara.
Well, you do have a good point where he didn't kill the ex-girlfriend, he just kidnapped her.
Yeah.
And he was just shooting all these random dudes.
Well, it's not his ex-girlfriend. He kidnapped the girlfriend of his friend.
He killed his friend
Yeah.
and took his ex-girlfriend.
He always had a crush on her.
Well, that's not the same girl though.
No, it's not.
The thing I read was that he was looking for his love interest or whatever, couldn't find her, and then went on this killing spree, and then eventually kidnapped his dead friend's girlfriend.
It's nuts, man. And
It reminds me of the Canadian shooting. You know, we didn't really cover it here because we try to avoid all the negativity. But there was a shooting in Canada, right? The worst, deadliest shooting in Canada, and that guy, he was trying to go after his either ex-wife or love interest, right? And she got away. She actually ran away from him. And then because she ran away, he was fucking pissed or whatever, and just started going on a shooting rampage in this like quiet little town.
Oh, God.
fuck.
So it's it sounds.
Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah. This makes me not want to stand for anything. Because if I fight for something, then guess what? I'm probably gonna like be the anti of that. You know what I mean? Like it's like, hey guys, we need to get together and stop drugs, and I'm gonna end up doing a lot of drugs.
But also, I feel like it's this dude is like fucked up in the head because it's possible to be like against something without letting it take over your life.
No, Tim.
What?
We just learned. Joe uncovered it.
My life is a slippery slope, bro. It happens. People go, oh, that's a slippery slope, and I'm like, well, guess what? My life is slipping and sliding. People, that'll never happen. It will happen to me, bro.
Born on a slippery slope, bro.
On my Instagram feed, I had an ad. It's pretty cute, but it's for like little kids' backpacks that you could put like this sheet in there so that if they get blasted from the back, it doesn't hurt them.
Oh my God.
What's protecting their arms and legs and everything?
I guess like the vital parts. It's cute on one end, but it's also like a sad
reality
on the other end. And I'm like, fuck, because Taika's getting to the age, and I can only think of Isaac, where he is in school.
And he's gonna go to a white school, which is higher probability of school shooting.
I know, I feel like I should just stay in the parking lot.
I know, like, that's like this. It's like, would you rather go to an Asian school where all your kids are gonna be on MDMA and a lot of, partying? Or would you go to like maybe a Mexican school where like, what's their choice of drug? I don't know, weed, or maybe a white school.
You gotta send them to a boarding school. That way, none of those kids even leave the school, so there's no way to get guns.
I went to a boarding school and people got all kinds of shit.
Oh, really?
drugs. Yeah. I'd rather have them on drugs than maybe go to a school that might have a school shooter. Have a normal childhood, Why can't you be normal and do some coke and shit?
But I could have sworn, so I went to 3 high schools. I could have sworn out of all 3, you kind of give me shooterish vibes. There's always like a couple of people you're like, you're kind of shooterish.
My school had a lot, like all of my friends had guns, like they would bring them to school and shit.
In high school?
But they're not shooterish though. They're different.
They weren't white either.
You gotta be extra nice to them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're just looking for a friend,
Friend, huh?
I heard that the Columbine dudes, the guys that were kind of cool with them, they're like,
they let them go.
Oh yeah, they probably had their own like list. Like people in their heads, they were like, I know I gotta get this guy because he fucking knocked my milk over or some shit.
Yeah, my milk.
Just gotta be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, what a concept.
somebody out there might be in pain. So instead of pouring milk over their head, offer them a glass.
Was that to you?
I bullied a lot of people.
Oh, okay. Thought you were the boat.
Junbi,
yeah. Junbi, yeah.